This is it, the final showdown between light and dark, good and evil, plumber and ghost? You'll notice after defeating the night boss that you are unable to extract back to the safety of E Gadd's bunker, and it looks like you're in for a fight. No need for a huge introduction, we have a king to dethrone. I will say that I won't be spoiling anything after the fight, so you can enjoy the rest of the game spoiler free. This fight will consist of 3 difficult phases, and each phase also consists of varying mechanics. Failure means restarting all over again, so make sure you familiarize yourself with how the fight mechanics work before going head to head with the king. Phase 1. You'll start off on a platform that tilts depending on where you stand. Keep this in mind for later, as it will come into play. King Boo will electrify a few tiles on the platform, making them sand or ice that messes up your maneuverability. It won't affect you too much in this phase, but just be mindful. King Boo will head over to the platform and do some shadow charges before pounding the ground and producing a shockwave. If you look closely, you'll notice 3 shadows starting to form on the ground. Try to lure King Boo over to one of these shadows by facing away from him. As soon as he is close, turn and face him with the torch. No need to flash, he'll cover his eyes and won't move, which is a classic Boo maneuver, or Boo-neuver if you will. A spiky ball should fall and give him a decent bonk on the head, and now it's time to try and vacuum him up. You'll need to repeat these steps in this phase, as you can only get about 30 or 40 HP off King Boo each time he gets struck. Bear in mind that platform tilts, and that means the spiky balls can also strike you, cutting your attack on King Boo short. Once you deplete King Boo's health, you will suck him up into the Poltergust 5000. He will escape and move on to the second stage of Phase 1. During the second stage, you'll have to just run in a side-scrolling hallway, similar to the introduction of Luigi's Mansion 3. Just dodge the furniture and keep in mind which way the drawers are facing, as they will shoot out on occasion. Make it to the end of the hall and you're ready for Phase 2. Phase 2. Phase 2 starts off in the same fashion as Phase 1, only this time, King Boo will electrify more tiles and change them up. Avoid the lightning strikes and wait for King Boo to come closer. When he does, avoid his shadow charge, and after he does a ground pound, watch for the shadows, maneuver him to where he'll get a bonk on his head, vacuum him up, and rinse and repeat until his health is depleted. And get ready for the second stage of Phase 2. It should also be noted that you can move the spike balls onto a tile that King Boo zaps. It will turn into a heart if it does get zapped, which means you can replenish health should you be taking a beating. Stage 2 is another side-scrolling hall, but this time there's added obstacles and challenges, including knights that lunge. Don't stop sprinting and get to the end of the hall. There's no time to catch your breath, unfortunately, as we're on to the final phase. Phase 3. This time, King Boo will electrify all but one tile. Stick to the center and get ready to sprint to the only tile that doesn't light up to avoid getting zapped. King Boo will attack as normal, although this time he will also convert one tile to a spike trap, which you need to avoid. Wait for his ground pound, watch for the shadows, and do your best to get him bonked on the head. Rinse and repeat, remembering he will light up all but one tile, wither his HP down to 0, and take a deep breath, because you did it. There won't be any story spoilers here, so I hope you enjoy what happens next. Speaking of what happens next, would you mind liking and subscribing? It's the best way that channels like What's It Like can get found, and I can't thank you enough for doing so. I hope you enjoyed Luigi's Mansion 2 as much as I did, and for everything Nintendo Switch, who you gonna call? what'sitlike.com.au.
Yes. Yeah. I did it.
Thanks so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. The best way you can support me is to like and subscribe and continue watching my content if you enjoy it. But if you do want to go that bit extra, you can buy me a coffee or join our Patreon, which shows you behind the scenes of this channel. Thanks again.